welcome to the first session of the SDP called the Marketing Funnel. So what you're going to learn in this session is by the end of the session you will be able to understand what are we actually selling as part of marketing team. Then you're going to be able to understand what is a value proposition and what are the differences between the value proposition of different products. You will be able to understand what is the journey that customer is taking in order to experience our product, what is the role that we as marketing have on different stages of that journey, and then you will get to know what are we actually using in order, what kind of funnel are we using in order to sell ISEC products. It's my pleasure to host you for this space. My name is Dusan and I'm your MCVP B2C marketing. So to start off, I want to start with doing an exercise. I hope you all have a pen and a paper in front of you, and I'm gonna give you around 30 seconds on a piece of paper to write for you what is ISEC in the way that you would explain it to your friend from university class. Okay, so I'm very curious to know what did you actually write down on your piece of paper. Not that. So did you maybe write down that ISEC is a travel agency? Well, I hope you didn't. But maybe more accurate, did you write down that ISEC is a student exchange organization? Though that would be probably more accurate than being a travel agency, it's still not what we as ISEC are. And if you have wrote down on the piece of paper that ISEC is a leadership development organization, then you are right. I suppose that all of you have seen this slide over the course of your ISEC, short or long ISEC career. This is the ISEC way, which is the membership guide that defines what we are as the organization. And what you can see in this guide is that ISEC was formed after the Second World War, when a group of young people was determined that cross-cultural understanding was essential to prevent similar conflicts. That our why is to strive to achieve peace and fulfillment of humankind's potential, that we do this by placing our confidence in youth to unlock better future, as we believe that leadership is the fundamental solution. We enable young people to develop their leadership through learning from practical experiences in challenging environments. And this last thing that I said is the one that I want to focus on, as when you look at what is our what, so what we actually do. We say that we enable young people to develop their leadership through learning from practical experiences in challenging environments. We do this through cross-cultural exchanges and by creating these opportunities. So ISEC is not a travel agency, neither an exchange organization. ISEC is a leadership development organization that happens to develop leadership through cross-cultural exchanges. So on that note, we have certain amount of products that we've developed in order to develop leadership. So these are our tools to develop leadership. Our three products: Global Volunteer, Global Entrepreneur, and Global Talent. So going back, ISEC is a leadership development organization, and our tools are our products. Each of our products, of course, have different features and benefits. My next question for you, and I would again like you to write down on a piece of paper in the next 20 seconds, is what is the difference between features and benefits? So features are what makes the product. So features are physical characteristics that define the product. For example, the iPhone on the upper right side of the corner is defined by its screen, by its button. These are the features that the product has. It's also defined by the capacity of the memory, by the how good the camera is, by how many applications you get with it. All things are defining the features of the product. What makes the product are its features. On the other hand, what are the benefits is what actually the product can do for the client. So on one side, you have the iPhone that has certain features, so certain applications, certain characteristics, certain size of the screen, and certain camera. But what actually you can do with these features, what you can do with these applications, is actually what is the benefit of the product. For a seller, it's very important to understand what is the difference between features and the benefits of the product. Why? Because successful salesmen, they sell benefits. So let's do another activity. This time we're going to have a bit more time. Let's choose Global Volunteer as one of our products. And in first 60 seconds, I want you to write as many features as possible of the Global Volunteer. You have 10 more seconds, so hurry up, just write as many features as you possibly know about the Global Volunteer. And then in the next 60 seconds, I want you to write down all the benefits from the product that you could possibly think of. Good, couple of more seconds. And let's move on. So it's very important to know what is the difference between features and benefits, to have it very clear. Because you're not there to sell your product, but there to sell living a leadership experience with ISEC. And it's very important to understand both features and benefits of it. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be mentioning features. Every customer needs to know the features, all the features of the product, in order to decide to buy it. But what's going to actually make him buy it is clear connection with the benefits. So talking about benefits and about our value proposition, I'm going to refer to the Blue Book. Blue Book is a brand book of ISEC, and you should all have been reading it so far already. In case you haven't, make sure that this is the first next thing that you do after you go through this session. Anyway, in the Blue Book, there is defined value proposition, or the main benefits of each of our products. So talking about Global Volunteer, the product is about developing yourself and the world. So Global Volunteer is a cross-cultural volunteer experience for young people who seek to develop themselves and the world. And what are the main three benefits of taking a Global Volunteer experience is like a cross-cultural environment where you can be a local in an unknown environment and experience new cultures by working in a diverse and cross-cultural team. You can have a volunteer experience, which means that you can contribute to sustainable development goals. And you can develop yourself, meaning growing and developing your leadership skills through a practical experience. Moving on, our second product is Global Entrepreneur. Global Entrepreneur is a product which is defined as internship with a startup to develop your entrepreneurial leadership. So what are the main benefits of taking this product? Are developing your entrepreneurial stint, so putting your entrepreneurial aspirations to test by working with a startup and embracing the challenge that comes with it. Then it's a global opportunity, meaning that you can take your professional and life experience to the next level by working in a new culture and environment. Expanding your network by leveraging from many opportunities to grow your professional network and the network that will support you in future entrepreneurial endeavors. And in the end of the day, it's again about leadership development, developing yourself and your leadership skills through a practical experience. And our third product, Global Talent, which is about gaining work experience by interning abroad. So it's a global internship opportunity for young people who seek to develop themselves and their career. What are the benefits is that it is a global opportunity, meaning that you develop your professional career in a global setting that can be a diverse industries, which means that you can gain work experience in any of the following areas: HR, marketing, education, and many others. That it is a work experience, meaning that you face the real work professional experience in the international environment with the partners of ISEC that are there to enrich your experience and develop your leadership. And in the end of the day, it's again about your leadership development through practical experience. So summing it up, our products, our tools to develop leadership have very similar benefits, and it's very easy to remember it. So global volunteer is about developing your leadership, having an international experience in volunteering for the world or making positive impact for society. Global entrepreneur is about developing your leadership, having an international experience and entrepreneurial experience. And global talent is about developing your leadership, having an international experience and a work professional experience in an international environment. And these are benefits. Talking about features are: how long is the product? Is there a salary provided or not? With which kind of stakeholder this product is? What is the fee of the product, etc., etc., etc. All of the features and the benefits of our products you can find in Italian on our website, but also you can learn more by referring to the Blue Book. You can find Blue Book by going to this link, ies.ec/bluebook. And now we move on to the second part of this lesson, which is a customer flow. So what is the customer flow? So the customer flow is a journey of a customer from the moment when he starts discovering about the organization until he have completed leadership development experience with one of our products. Purpose of customer flow is to structure our activities in order to better satisfy needs of the customer throughout the journey. In the customer flow, there are different customer stages, which are the 4 stages: attraction, consideration, and value delivery, and brand advocacy. These different stages in which our customers can be. And in these stages, our customers can have different statuses. So in attraction stage, they can have a status open. In consideration stage, they can have applied or accepted. In value delivery, approved or realized. And in brand advocacy, status of completed. Further on, you can find the definition of each of the stages of customer flow. So attraction is when a stranger is attracted to brand and they're curious to know more information. Consideration, the customer is engaged and is considering the next step in actually taking the product. Value delivery, when we are actually delivering the experience. And brand advocacy, when customer wants to tell about the brand and the experience with ISEC to their social circles. Same thing goes for the statuses. So here you can find how each of the customer statuses is being changed and what are the things that need to happen in order for a person to change its status. So if I'm a marketeer, what does this actually mean for me? And what are the implications of marketing with the customer flow? Well, surprisingly enough, marketing is actually playing a crucial role at each stage of the customer flow. Meaning that marketing is the main responsible for attraction by executing physical and digital marketing activities to attract leads. But then marketing is also responsible for email marketing, sharing content and follow-ups to ensure that EPs are applying to opportunities and getting approved. Marketing is also responsible for staying in touch with EPs and collecting stories and showcasing them through our content to fuel attraction backwards. So if we play a major role in each stage of the customer flow, that's why it's extremely important to understand the customer flow and own the whole flow for each member of the marketing area. Let's do another activity. So my next question is, okay, if this is a customer flow, then what is a marketing funnel? And I'm going to give you around 30 seconds to write on the piece of paper as many things as you can about what is a marketing funnel. So, what do you have? What is marketing funnel? In marketing, we talk a lot about funnels. In ISEC marketing, we talk a lot about funnels. To get there, I want to introduce you one external concept, which is inbound methodology. Inbound methodology is one of the marketing methodologies that is widely accepted as the marketing methodology that everybody is using, what everybody is referring to. And it is a methodology that defines four different stages and 5 different statuses that people go through in order their interaction with the product. Seems familiar, right? So inbound methodology says that there are attract, convert, close, and delight stages. And in these stages, customer goes from a status of stranger to visitor to lead customer and in the end promoter. Do you have any associations on any other flow that we have seen lately? Right, it's very similar to our customer flow. But looking at the inbound methodology, we can also look at it in a different way. So this way process can also be seen as a funnel. And a marketing funnel in any company is the process by which customers move from first awareness of the brand to the promoter. So as you can see, the flow in which it goes is defined as a funnel. ISEC has our own funnel, and that funnel is called the customer flow. It provides an overall overview of everything that happens inside your entity and helps you to make strategic decisions on where to focus and invest time and energy. By looking at the funnel, we can identify customer journey, channels and activities at each stage of the journey, metrics we need to track, and contents that pushes conversions. So our marketing funnel is slightly different than the customer flows, simply because as marketing we have more responsibilities in certain stages than in the others. And our flow that we are working with as marketing team of ISEC in Italy is defined by 4 stages. Stage of visitors, signups, applicants, and customers. And during the whole sales development program, we are actually going to be referring to this funnel as our marketing funnel. And we are going to be referring to different types of activities and actions that we can take in order to convert people from one stage of the funnel to another. So, starting talking about conversions, all you need to know about them is that conversion is a noun that can have different meanings. On one hand, is the point at which a recipient of a marketing message performs a desired action, or in the other words, conversion is simply getting someone to respond to your call to action. What is our role as marketeers is to keep the funnel wide, meaning we ensure to attract as many strangers as possible, and then as many of them actually are becoming customers. And that's what we are going to be talking all about during this sales development program. So some of the tips to remember from this first session are ISEC is a leadership development organization, which means that our core business is leadership development. Our products that help us develop leadership are Global Volunteer, Global Talent, and Global Entrepreneurs. It is very important to understand the difference between features and benefits, as feature tell and benefits sell. Both are important, but it's also important to understand the difference between them. Always think from a customer perspective. So always try to understand which part of the customer journey is our customer in right now, and what does he need there, so you can actually tailor your actions to make him convert from one stage to another. And it is important to always know the funnel and have clear in mind how are you actually converting through a funnel. And speaking about this, I have a challenge for you. So I want you to design a customer map and fill it in with your marketing team, sending it to StoryDoers group. What is the customer map? Is the map of the customer journey. So I want you to draw the customer flow with the different stages and statuses in the customer flow. And I want you to answer 2 questions. If I'm a customer, what do I need in this stage? And if I'm a customer, what kind of activities I want ISEC to perform in order to move me to the next stage. So pick this activity in your next team meeting, take 15 minutes and fill in the whole flow. Draw it on the piece of paper, take a picture and upload it to StoryDoers group. Thank you very much for participating in this first lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you along during the sales development program.